evening, everyone, and glad to be on this platform. I'm planning on completing a coaching course with the aim of bringing transformational coaching into the workplace and also start my own business. COVID-19 has woken me up because I've always put starting up my own business on the back burner. But now there is no security in being employed. And there's a question as to whether there ever was. I'm adding that to adding it. So I need to have a backup plan and need to not feel the fear and do it anyway. So any tips? So this is tips on branching out, really, making that career change in the midst of a global pandemic. Now there's no security in this person's perspective. What can they do now? How can they still take that leap?
I guess it's whether you make the leap or try and ease your way across, actually. So it might be that two things run along in parallel, maybe for a while you build up your side hustle or whatever, however else you want to describe it, is what I would wonder about at this stage.
And I would say to that because if you're going into the coaching, if you're going to become a coach, it can be, you see a lot on social media that makes it look like coaching is an easy path, but a lot of times, a lot of these who say you can make X amount in 30 days are not what I would call proper coaches. So it's about planning, and as Janice has said, rather than taking that leap, maybe start off by looking at doing your coaching training, looking at what it means to run a business, speak to coaches, network with coaches. I'm a member of the Association for Coaching. They have monthly events on where you can get to know other coaches, you can get to understand more about coaching and being a coach as well. And so do your research. When I made the transition from employment to coaching in 2011, what I did was I compressed my working hours and did a 9-day fortnight, and then 1 day a week I would, because I've never having run my own business, I would do all the research that I could about running a business, going to events, training on marketing, because there is a lot about, when you start business as a coach, you're probably going to be doing more, about 90% marketing than you're actually doing coaching. So it's not just about being a coach, it's understanding how to market yourself, how to position yourself, and the most important thing, how to get clients.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that, and especially because I probably emphasize with you right now because I still work 3 days a week in my non-profit job, and I've been running this business for 3 years now by coaching. So I can say that I haven't taken that big leap, and that's because I'm still trying to figure out, well, where we're going to go, and it's doing well now. But what I would say is this. Because, Carol, you're right. There's a lot of noise out there around coaching and making 10x, whatever, all this stuff. But what I would say at this point, if you're just starting, I'd like you to focus on what type of person or people am I looking to serve and help? What kind, what area? Because I think the generic thing doesn't go very far. So I'd rather you figure out who do I want to help and why, and go out and start talking to those people. Talking to them in terms of market research. In other words, get on the call, have conversations about what they're particularly struggling with, where they get help right now, how do they access support, all of those things, because you want to know, can you help this person? Do they need help? And would they pay for help? So for you to get that information, you need to actually talk to all the people. You need to get on people on the phone, just like we were talking about before, and get an idea of what people want. And so that you can now say, yeah, this is the kind of coaching I want to do. So when you start doing the qualification, it's almost clear in your head who you might be more interested in working with, and it's easier to market to them because you're talking to a very unique group of people, and they can hear you in the sea of all the other people talking. So my niche is productivity. There are no many productivity coaches about. So when you Google productivity coach, my name comes up. But when I first started, I was a mental well-being coach. I was a coach. But now my name is synonymous with productivity coaching because that's what it is. And luckily, there are not many women who do it. So therefore, I pop up quite quickly. That's what I would say. That's what I would recommend at this point.
Lovely.
Before you start doing the courses.
We've got two great questions here, so I want to make sure we get on